How's it going, everyone? Welcome, my fellow bards. We are hanging out here in Rivervale on the P99 Green server. This is during the Velious expansion, and I say that for a reason. As we kind of progress, we'll progress a little bit from the classic era into Kunark now, and there are some changes that have occurred into what we are going to be talking about. So I'm joined by my buddy Azizu here. He is here more so for moral support, and actually he's just more so that we can see the particle effects of the songs as they land as we get into this. So, have you ever been asked, hey, can you pump mana please? Or, have you ever seen the term mana pumping? Or, hey, can you twist all of your mana songs? Stuff like that. You might be thinking, what do you mean? I only have one mana song and that's all I'm going to play. That's all you get. Well, there are multiple songs, usually two as we progress from classic into Kunark, and then you gain a third as we progress into Velious. And we'll kind of go over all three, and we're going to explain what it is to mana pump, why do we do it, when do we do it, and how do we do it. So real quick, what is it? Right, mana pumping is either the continuous twisting of a single song, in this case a particular mana song, or the combination of songs, of mana songs, that gives casters the most mana regeneration for a given amount of time, right? Or during a specific event. So it's just something that we can do to maximize mana regeneration for casters, right? Because the mana songs do not affect us as bards. It is for everyone else. It's to enhance the group, to give them as much mana as possible during, whether it's during fights or other like raid events or during downtime, when we need to recover mana quickly, so that we can keep, crushing and slaying creatures to get that awesome gold experience, right? So why do we do it? Again, it is for the casters to regenerate their mana faster. That results in less downtime, and because, right, the healers, especially healers, if they are without mana, that means that they're typically not fighting or killing something because, right, we have to regenerate. Or a DPS class caster, such as like a wizard, isn't doing as much DPS as they could because they have to recover that mana. So when do we do it? I kind of already covered that. During downtime, and even non-stop during some raid events. So maybe you're in an all-cleric group, and we just keep pumping that mana to keep clerics, as close to, or as close to being full as we can. Right? We don't want them to run out of mana, so we want longevity of that mana pool. And that is why and how and when we do it. So how do we actually do it? So let's first, take a trip back to Classic, where the level cap is at 50. Right? During our level of progression, you're going to get the song at level 32, Cassandra's Chorus of Clarity. First off, congratulations on hitting that level. That's awesome. And now you are much more viable. Groups really love you now because you have this song. What is unique about this song is that this one is different from other songs that we'll get later on, in that when you cast this song is not a buff, so it doesn't have a duration, but this does give you mana, and it gives you mana the moment that it hits. And in particular, it gives you about 7 mana. I know here at level 60, during Velious, it does give you 7 mana. Every time that you get your little message, your mind begins to clear. And not only does your mind begin to clear, but it clears so much that you get 7 mana every time that you see that message. Every time that this pulses, right? Every time it pulses. So the song is now running, right? You just click it and just let it go. So every 6 seconds, Azizu here will get 7 mana, or any other caster in your group. Right? They get 7 mana every 6 seconds. So when you get asked to pump mana, what we are going to do is I'm going to make this a hotkey. I'm going to make it hotkey 1, and or you can just click it. But we can speed up the amount of time and the more occurrences that we get those shots of mana. How do we do that, you say? Well, I'm about to show you. So what we would do then is, if we let the song run, right, as I just said, every 6 seconds you get 7 mana. So instead, we can reduce that by half by playing the song for 3 seconds, stop song, and play it again. And that's all we're going to do is repeat it. So every single time we cast 7 mana, 7 mana, and you guessed it, boom, 7 mana. And that is pumping Mana Song. And that's definitely how you would pump mana during Classic, up to 50. So you would just keep that going. Yes, you can let it run, right? And that's the easy way. But to just get more bang for the buck, more mana in a certain amount of time, then we would just keep continuing to chain cast this song, and we just keep going. So this is a single song twist, right? We are twisting a song, but it's only just one song, and because of its unique properties, we can just keep doing it over and over, and you will get mana every single time instantly as it occurs. All right, so awesome, right? We play for a year or whatever, and now Kunark has been released, and upon that, reaching level 55. First off, congratulations on reaching level 55. It is a huge achievement, especially in Kunark release. And upon attaining that level, you get Katana of Replenishment. This song is a buff, and as I play it here, you will see it. Actually, I can move this over the buffs. This is my buff bar, and you can see Katana right here is now active. So if I leave the song running, again, every 6 seconds, it just refreshes the buff. It doesn't mean that you're getting instant mana, but it just refreshes the buff. So if I click this off and I play it again, and I instantly stop it after it lands, so bam, I stop it, the buff will last for, you guessed it, 12 seconds. So in that time, you usually get about 3 pulses worth of mana. And what does that mean? So for the duration of 12 seconds, you're probably going to get 3 pulses of roughly 13 mana in 12 seconds. So 13 times 3 is 39. So within 12 seconds of that lasting, you will get 39 mana. So what we would do is now we would twist to maximize that. To maximize mana regeneration even further, we can use both of these songs to gain the benefit of both. So what I'll do now is I'll get rid of this gem. I'll put Cantata here in the first, and then I will put Chorus of Clarity in the second. And so what we will do is, since this lasts 12 seconds and it takes 3 seconds to cast each song, what we will do is we'll cast this for the 3 seconds, and to fill in the rest of those 9 seconds, we're going to pump Cassandra's Chorus of Clarity here in our second one. So let's do that. So if you pump this 3 times, you will get roughly 21 mana, right? Because it's 7, right? It's 7 mana per cast. So 7 times 3 will be 21, and we will add those together. So the 39 within the 12 seconds that Katana lasts, and the 3 pumps of Cassandra's Chorus of Clarity, that will ultimately be 60 mana in 12 seconds. So here we go. We're casting our Katana, and then right into our Chorus of Clarity. So 1, 2, 3. And we'll continue this back to Katana, and this is also effectively how we pump mana. And this gives us even more mana. So you might ask, okay, well, what if, is it more beneficial to just keep casting Chorus of Clarity? Well, in 12 seconds, you would have 7 mana 4 times, right? Effectively 4 times. But that only equals 28 mana in that 12-second window. So ultimately, right, we want to use both songs because you are getting that much more, right? You're getting 60 mana from using both instead of just 28 mana from just continuously pumping Chorus of Clarity. And even Katana alone does more mana regeneration in 12 seconds than it would be to cast this 4 times in a row. Because to cast this 4 times in a row, you're only going to get 28 mana within 12 seconds. So to maximize the time, again, we are going to twist both of these. And that is mana pumping both in Classic and in Kunark. So what about Velious? Well, that's a little different. This is just a lower level song that we get at level 20 now. The stipulation with that is that it only gives you 2 mana per pulse. This is also a buff, so when I play this song, it will come up onto your buff bar, and it will last for 12 seconds as well. But it only gives you 2 mana per pulse. So within the 12-second window, you're looking at about 6 mana in 12 seconds. Which, okay, 6 is extra, but it's still not really worth twisting in. Why? Because every pulse of this, every time you cast this, you're getting 7 mana. So effectively 1 more mana than if you just sang this. So even if you twisted 1 shot of this and 3 of Chorus of Clarity, you are actually getting less mana return in that same amount of time. So in that case, you would just pump this song still. So as soon as you get level 32, again, congratulations on that. This is what I would pump to get more mana regeneration during that time. Now, of course, when you're fighting and stuff, the range on this is very short, so that's also something to consider, right? The range on this is much larger, so this is also this is only mana. So yes, you can twist that into your normal rotation, and it should have a little bit longer range, so you can hit the casters, and they are still receiving benefit and something rather than nothing. And you'll discover kind of those as you get into the groups and leveling. So real quick, just to show you, not to bore you, that is it, right? That is what pumping mana is. The repeated use of Chorus of Clarity repeatedly during Classic, right? 3 seconds, cool. And then upon Kunark reaching level 55, now you're adding in Katana and then 3 shots of Chorus of Clarity to maximize mana regeneration. That's about as far as we're going to be able to get. And this all stacks with other mana regeneration buffs. So such as Clarity, Clarity 2, Gift of Brilliance, and stuff like that. That all stacks. Protection of the Grove, that comes out later. Those are all songs that... those are all buffs that will stack with this. So mana regeneration is at an ultimate with all that kind of stuff on. And later on you can see what stacks with what and all that. But for this purpose, that is it. So getting into numbers real quick, I just wanted to show you, I did verify with Wiki and some other caveats. So real quick, one of the things that was happening was with Cassandra's Chorus of Clarity, this is a singing modifier, and Katana is a stringed instrument modifier. But stringed instruments does not affect the mana portion of the song. It only affects the healing portion of the song, since it does both. With Chorus of Clarity, right, singing is only modified by 1 item in the game, and that is your epic weapon. Why? Because it is all instrument types, and it gives you a modifier of 18. But according to the wiki and what I have done through testing is that this no longer affects this song. And I want to say maybe back in February where it stopped, and we did not know that, or at least I did not know that. So I discovered this through testing and finding out numbers and whatnot, because I wanted real numbers to be able to share with you guys, and making sure that the wiki was correct and all that. So what I found was this, and I use all 3 songs here. These are with modifier and no modifier. This is how much mana you get back, and this is exactly what it shows on wiki. So yes, I can trust in the wiki after I found this information on my own. So how did I find it? Well, I found the resting regeneration rate of Mr. Azizu here, and it is 21 mana that is gained by no buffs at all, no anything, just sitting down and meditating. How much mana regeneration do you get? Was 21. So we just took down his mana a little bit, casting some stuff, summoning things, and we start down low, and we play a song like Chant of Clarity or Chorus of Clarity and Cantata. And we took, what the mana was and then what it became, after a few seconds. And I just started making a list. These are all kind of jumbled just because I was doing other things back and forth. But the consensus is the Chorus of Clarity, right, is 7 mana per shot. And Cantata was 13. So what I did was I take the difference of what they had to what he now has minus the resting regenerate, and that's how we got those numbers. And I did that with all modifiers. I even did the loot just in case, because you never know. And same with the epic in the primary and the secondary slot. I did not use pure tone just because that only lasts a few seconds, and I don't think it really matters when you're pumping mana anyways. Pumping mana is for longevity and is used for a much longer time than pure tone will last. But anyways, so here's just other numbers I calculated. So doing the 4-song twist, right, with Cantata and Chorus of Clarity, 60 mana. So that effectively means that you get that every 12 seconds, right? So in a minute, 60 seconds divided by 12, you get 5. So 5 times 60 mana is 300 mana per minute. That is effectively what you are getting every minute just from those songs alone, not anything else, not your resting or anything like that. That is just from your songs continuously going for a minute. So that is all I really got. I hope this helps and clarifies what pumping mana is. And here we go, get some beautiful blue sparklies here, and hopefully I put your mind at ease. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys next time.